On February 5, 2024, MSNBC host Chris Matthews conducted an interview with former President Donald Trump. What was expected to be a regular political interview took an unexpected turn when Matthews grew frustrated with some of Trump's answers and rhetoric. The interview quickly escalated as Matthews directly called Trump stupid. This contentious interview went viral and generated headlines across media outlets. The interview began with Matthews asking Trump about his claims of election fraud in the 2020 election and his continued assertions that he actually won. Trump repeated many of the same debunked claims he had been making for over a year. Matthews pushed back, pointing out that every court case and recount had disproven the allegations of widespread fraud. Trump grew agitated and replied, "Chris, you just don't get it. The election was stolen from me and from the American people. I'm just trying to save our country from these radical leftists who have taken over. They cheated, and we all know it. People are saying it all over. We need to look into this more, and I think you'll see I was the real winner." Matthews responded sternly, "Mr. President, with all due respect, you're just repeating falsehoods here. You lost the election. The courts saw no evidence of widespread fraud, and all your allies in office, like Bill Barr, said the same thing. Continuing to yell fraud without proof makes you look like a sore loser and undermines faith in our electoral system. Don't you think it's time to accept reality and move on?" Trump shot back angrily, "Chris, I'm not a sore loser. The people who voted for me know the truth, even if nobody in the fake media wants to report it. You guys are all in on this too, protecting Biden and the radical left. Look, bad things are happening to this country with him in charge. Inflation is through the roof, crime is out of control, we've looked weak on the world stage. The American people know I'll do a better job as president. They want me back in office to fix this mess." Matthews took a deep breath, clearly growing impatient. "Sir, with all due respect, inflating vague claims without evidence doesn't make them true. I understand you don't like how things have gone since leaving office, but continually reviving debunked conspiracy theories is counterproductive and erodes the foundations of our democracy. Perhaps it's time to focus your efforts on actual policy proposals for 2024 instead." This time, Trump erupted, his face turning red. "You know, Chris, you sit there in your nice MSNBC office, protected by your security, but you have no idea what's really going on out there. This country is going to hell under Biden, and I'm the only one who can save it. You so-called journalists never report the real facts. You just peddle left-wing propaganda. People like you are what's wrong with the media today. You're just another stupid good-for-nothing liberal." At that point, Matthews had had enough. Leaning forward aggressively in his chair, he shot back, "You know what, Mr. Trump? I've tried to have an actual substantive policy discussion with you, but you just spew the same dishonest rhetoric and insults every time. The fact is, you have no real ideas or plans. You just want to cling to your ego and grievances. Continuing to label anything you don't like as fake is a tactic of weak and insecure leaders, not strong ones. The truth is, you lost the election, and you just can't accept it because you're quite frankly too stupid. You're just a blabbering fool who doesn't have the brains, character, or leadership ability to handle losing like an adult. Face it, Donald, you're just stupid as a whole." The interview promptly ended there, with Matthews ending the live feed. Both Trump and Matthews' microphones could still be heard as they began angrily shouting at each other off camera. The explosive nature of Matthews directly calling the former president stupid as a whole immediately captivated national attention online and on cable news. Pundits on both sides weighed in with strong reactions to the heated confrontation. Supporters of Trump argued Matthews had crossed an ethical line by resorting to personal insults, while those critical of Trump praised Matthews for standing up to what they saw as Trump's dishonest rhetoric and bullying tactics. Either way, it represented a breakdown in decorum rarely seen between a sitting president and a television news host. Matthews himself remained unapologetic, later tweeting that sometimes the hard truth must be said, even if it makes people uncomfortable. Over the next few days, analysis and commentary about the interview continued across many media platforms. Conservatives argued that Matthews had abandoned any pretense of objective journalism, while liberals said Trump's behavior necessitated a forceful response. The dust-up also sparked wider discussions about political dialogue in America, the relationship between media and politicians, and whether combative, take no prisoners, approaches on both sides aid or the continued churn of the news cycle hindered real progress, but eventually, the intensity around this single confrontation subsided. However, it remained as one of the most memorable and blunt on-air confrontations between the press and a sitting or former president in modern times. This confrontation revealed that even in an era of fierce partisan division and tribalism, some journalists still prioritize confronting disingenuous rhetoric with plain-spoken indignation, even if it means crossing professional lines of decorum. The ongoing debate revolves around whether such escalations help remedy political dysfunction or exacerbate tensions, with no clear answers. In conclusion, the explosive on-air exchange between Chris Matthews and Donald Trump in February 2024 captured national attention due to its exceptionally heated and personal nature. By openly labeling the former president as stupid on live television, Matthews took the long-simmering tensions between the media and Trump to a new level of confrontation. This incident sparked wide-ranging discussions about the future of political discourse, media impartiality, and whether more civil approaches achieve better results. Ultimately, this interview demonstrated just how raw and divided public debates had become, with no signs of meaningful reconciliation on the horizon. As such, it served as a microcosm of the polarized moment in which it occurred. What's your take on this matter? Please let us know in the comments.